Okay guys, welcome back to my new video. This video I'm going to be giving a detailed explanation on my experience with Marvel Rivals. Recently Marvel Rivals released their closed beta test where players got to play the game for 2 weeks. Personally, I thought it was a really fun game and a new successor to Overwatch. I feel like it had very interesting, dynamic gameplay. And today I'm going to give you the reasons it was good and the reasons that it was bad. Let's start off with the pros. First pro is it's a pretty fun game to play. In Marvel Rivals, you get to either you can play Convoy, where you transport a convoy to one place to another, or you play Capture, where you get to capture an area. Overall, it's fun to play. There's not really much else you can say about that subject. Second, it has very interesting characters. Like the Marvel characters, just such a iconic, important cast. And now we finally have a game where we can play as them in a PvP setting. I think it's very interesting. Some characters are lesser known than others, we'll touch on that later. But most characters you probably know. Third, it has nice graphics and a nice style. It has this kind of anime-ish type of style to it, but not really. The style is it's interesting, but it looks very good. It also has pretty good graphics, especially just being closed beta. I can't imagine how good this game will look when it actually officially releases. Next, it has creative ideas and an interesting story. Most of the story hasn't really been touched on yet, but all we know is it's two Doctor Dooms trying to fight each other from different realities. I'm sure they'll touch on it a lot more when the game officially releases, but for now that's all we really got. But it seems pretty interesting. And finally, for our pros, you can play with friends. Right now, if another friend gets in the closed beta, then you can play the closed beta with your friend. But if they don't get in the closed beta, then you just gotta play with randos. But even playing with randos is fun. This game can really make anything fun. But with that said, we're gonna get to the cons. There's a lot of good stuff in this game, but there's also a couple bad things in the game that are pretty painful. Starting with some characters are unbalanced. There's a couple characters in this game that are really, really broken. Starting with Iron Man. Now, this might just be my opinion, but I think Iron Man is very broken. Some of his attacks do tons of damage, and you can just dish them out so quickly. Especially his Unibeam. His Unibeam lasts for so long, and it does so much damage. It's kind of broken, if you ask me. Next, we have Venom. Venom is, in my opinion, very broken. You can just swing in, land on people, and do massive amounts of damage. Especially with his shield ability, so even when you get low health, you can just heal. It's really broken. And next we have Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch is broken too. Scarlet Witch, you can just spam people, and even using her time bubble ability, you can freeze them in place. It's kind of overpowered, but you know, you gotta get used to some things, and some things in this game gotta get balanced. That's why it's in a closed beta. Next, sometimes this game can be very unfair. Like an attack can be far away from hitting you, and it will just hit you. But, you know, it's a closed beta. They still gotta work out some stuff. They really need to work out that, though. It's pretty important. Next, next con. If you get a bad team, you're screwed. You could be the best player in the game and get a bad team, and there's nothing you can do about it. If you get a bad team, that means you're not going to win. Because you have no heals, no defense. It's a 1v6 basically. And nobody can handle that, especially this early on in the game. So if you get a couple bad teammates, high chances are you're not going to win. Next, there's some obscure characters in this game. Not that that's really a con, it's just most people don't know these characters, like Luna Snow and Magic. Most people don't really know these characters, but they're pretty important in the comics. Most people don't know Jeff the Shark. Most people just don't know these characters. But maybe Marvel Rivals will do a good job at making those characters known. That could really slide into pros or con. But I'm just putting in cons anyway. That's really the end of the pros and cons segment. Next, I'm really going to talk about my experience playing Marvel Rivals. I had a lot of fun playing this game. Most of the cons didn't really hurt that bad besides some of the overpowered characters. But mostly, I played as Scarlet Witch, Venom, Namor, Hela, and Loki. I played as Scarlet Witch. She really just fitted my gameplay style, and, well, like I mentioned earlier, she's really broken. You can easily drop 20 plus kills a game playing as Scarlet Witch, especially even more if you have a good team. Next, Venom. Venom, you can swing right in the middle of players, drop down on them, and just obliterate everyone, like shown here. But sometimes you can just get tag teamed and get mixed up and you can just die. It happens. Namor. Namor is more of a range guy. You throw your little spears at people and you deploy your little squids, which do tons of damage. He's a really good character to play as, especially if you have good aim like me. Hela. Same goes for her. You throw your little objects at people, and if you have really good aim, that's good, because her attacks do tons of damage. Especially her super. Her super is really good. And finally, Loki. The other character that I played the most as. Loki's really good. In my opinion, that is. But he's a really complicated character. You gotta know what you're doing to know how to use him. His super involves transforming into another one of the characters in your match. So it really makes you make sure you know every character before you play as Loki. But in my opinion, super is really good. He's really good. You have to play very smart and know what you're doing in order to play Loki well. Anyways, overall, I would say Marvel Rivals is a really good game, and I cannot wait until the game officially releases. Who knows when that'll be, but hopefully it's sometime soon, so the hype doesn't die down. Hopefully the hype for this game will only build, and it will only have nothing but success. But, anyways, that's my pros and cons about the game. Overall, good game. Play it when it officially releases. Nothing much else I can really say about it, though. So, see y'all in the next one. Be sure to like and subscribe. You know, help me subscribe, get the likes up. Make this a good video. And comment your favorite character in Marvel Rivals. See y'all later. Bye-bye.